Okay, so here we've got From Below Pocket. This is a Game Boy Color Game Boy game, very similar to that of From Below on the NES. This ROM was courtesy of the game dev, Matt Hewson. I want to thank him for the very opportunity. This game is really, really cool. For those that don't know, this is a unique take on the puzzle game Tetris, and it's really well done here. So I've got this running on the Super Game Boy. As you can see, it's got a custom Super Game Boy theme, which is kind of cool with the border there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 players. So I've got this running on a Super Game Boy 2 with a link cable going into a Game Boy Color. But my wife and I playing, I'll be on the Game Boy Color, so we'll see my gameplay, but you'll see my wife's gameplay on the Super Nintendo here. So we've got fixed, attack when block lands, timed attack every 10 seconds, classic, no kraken, classic play. We're going to go ahead and do fixed, attack when block lands, and we'll leave everything else on, and now it's going to automatically start up the game on my Game Boy. As soon as I hit start on the Super Nintendo. So essentially, it's a Tetris battle game where you have to just win against your opponent, and it's a lot of fun. It definitely is much more fun playing a battle game than it is playing single player. Though single player is also a ton of fun as well. I really like the Game Boy Color port of this game quite a bit. I like the fact that I can play it anywhere. I mean, yes, I can play it on an emulator on an NES, anywhere technically speaking, but there's just something about being able to play it on original hardware via flash card that just feels really, really good. And I'm not doing too well here, but I'm doing well enough. So as you can see, classic Tetris. And again, this is a game I have covered before in the past. Not on the Game Boy Color, however. But you just have to survive. You have to survive the Kraken attack. And you have to survive your opponent trying to take you out. And yeah, it's classic Tetris with the Kraken there, as you can see. And then you've got the bar on the left-hand side, which I believe is how close you are to winning the round. If I'm interpreting that correctly. And it's actually a lot harder to play on the Game Boy Color than it is on the, the Super Nintendo, but it's still playable. You know, with a little warp line or a modified Game Boy Color. I don't yet have a modified Game Boy Color with a backlit screen. I hope to one day have one in my collection, because it definitely it'd make playing Game Boy games a lot easier than having to go back to the 90s and use one of those lights. Oh, and I won that round. Let's do one more round here. So if you hit A on either the Game Boy Color or the Super Game Boy or the Super Nintendo controller, it will automatically start a new game, which is nice. So yeah, really cool way to play Tetris. If you haven't checked out From Below, I definitely suggest checking it out. It's available on the NES and will be available on the Game Boy Color. I don't know if this is out just yet, because I know I got it early. But as soon as it goes live, of course, I'll leave a link to get it in the description down below. If you guys want to check this out for yourselves. Now, this ROM, again, was provided to me courtesy of Matt. And this ROM, when it's finished, will be a free to download game, if I'm not mistaken. But you will have to pay for a retail cartridge if you do want to go ahead and pick one up. And if you don't have, if you want an authentic, really well done cartridge, and you're a fan of Tetris, I highly suggest picking up the physical cart, because yeah, Matt's got some really great physical versions of his games. The digital ones are good too. It's just there's just something about the digital versions that just they just feel really good, feel different than playing it on a ROM. And I'm not doing too well here. Actually, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm about to win here. Kinda sucks. You can't see my gameplay. You can only see my wife's gameplay. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Okay, and I won again. All right, that'll be it here. Actually, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and do some. I'll go ahead and swap over to playing some single player gameplay. Just show you guys what that looks like while I'm at it. So again, you got fixed, timed, classic. I'm gonna just go ahead and do classic. So you can play classic Tetris. Whoa. I don't know what happened. What did I do? Let me start over, because that was a little weird. I'm going to do quit. I made one player game. So classic. Okay, so the hang on, let me reset the game. Okay, let me try it again. It didn't actually reset. Okay, we've disconnected the link cable. I have restored my flash cartridge. Go back into from below and see what might have happened. So again, we're going to do classic gameplay. Okay, so it's something to do with the fact that the Game Boy Color was connected with the link cable and the Super Game Boy 2, because it's undoing it now. Before I reset it there, for some reason, the start button or the down direction on the D-pad was acting as a start button, and that was really odd. And you saw the Tetris colors, the Tetris pieces changing color. That was a bit odd as well. I'm not sure that's a glitch, or in the programming, or if that's just a glitch with the way I had things set up between the Super Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. I'm not entirely sure. Interesting nonetheless. But yeah, guys, this is the classic Tetris game. You can play a classic Tetris, or you can play it with the little Kraken guy as well. However you want to play it, it's up to you. This is a great version of Tetris. In fact, this is my preferred way to play Tetris. At least on the Game Boy Color. This is hands down my favorite Tetris game. It is that good. And it's a game I definitely would recommend playing. It is a great Tetris game on the NES and now on the Game Boy Color. You can experience it on whichever platform you like to play it on. It's easy to get into. It's fun to play, either 2-player or single-player. And like I said, if you want a physical cartridge, this will be available as a physical cartridge. Once they go live, I will leave a link to get that in the description down below. So you can pick up a physical cartridge if you like, or you can download the ROM when it goes live. Again, if you like this game and you have a means to play, if you have a Game Boy Color, I definitely would recommend picking up a physical cartridge of this game. Yeah, I definitely would pick this up. And for me, yeah, it'd be great to have a physical copy of the game. But I have a means to play this game on my Game Boy through a ROM. And that's the way I'm gonna play it. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't feel the need to pick up a physical copy, but it's still really neat any way you want to play it. I like the music, the graphics are cool. I love how the game has a custom Super Game Boy border. That's really cool. Nice detail there. Nice addition. That's not something that had to be added. That's something that he had to go through and add. So it's really cool to see that. And the more I'm playing this, the more I'm thinking, I might just pick up a physical copy depending on the depending on how many are available and the price point that it'll be at and where I'm at from a monetary standpoint. So we'll see. I might just pick it up because it's that good. You guys, this game's awesome. So if you guys have a means to play, play it. This game is just very well done. This is the, in my opinion, the definitive way of playing Tetris. There's no way I would go back to the official Tetris game after playing this game on NES or on the Game Boy Color. And no, I'm not just saying that because I was provided a ROM for this review. This is going to be free to download. This is me saying that I enjoy the game that much that this is my preferred way to play Tetris, is playing From Below. It's a great Tetris game. I would love to see maybe the next PRG to have like a From Below tournament. I think that would be really cool. Maybe that can be a thing next year. That would actually be really fun. Maybe that can be something that can be put together. Provided that we'll have one next year, but we'll see. Time will tell. Alright guys, well I'm going to end the review here. This has been a look at From Below on the Game Boy Color. Again, if you want to get this game, I will leave a link to get the game in the description down below, both physically and digitally when it's available. And of course, I will update you guys when it becomes available. So yeah, that'll do it here. I want to thank Matt for sending this my way ahead of release. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. And as always, until next time, take care and happy gaming.